Happy Monday evening. Happy Monday to you. Chris, your favorite friendly information scientist in training, an academic librarian out here in these Georgia streets. Just chilling today, relaxing as I broadcast live from the front side of my childhood home. I'm reminded as I sit here how many times as a kid I used to sit in these same steps and dream and reflect and wonder and sob and whatever for many, many years. It's still beautiful though. It's still beautiful. But quick reflections, because I haven't done coffee and conversation in a long time. Don't have any coffee today, but just some thoughts I was thinking, because I was on the internet yesterday. I'm on the internet all the time, but yesterday I was seeing the videos and online comments from Jess Hilarious, the comedian who she has a platform. I mean, I think in some levels she's actually guest hosted the Breakfast Club with DJ Envy and Charlamagne Tha God. And I think one of the great things about the internet and the curse of the internet is platforms, and the fact that, like, I'm talking to you, other people can turn their phone on or their device, whatever it is they have, and speak from one to many. And while on some levels that's excellent and wonderful, sometimes if your beliefs, your ideas, what it is that you value, how you use that, if that's used in a way that's harmful or negative, it can be problematic. And I know even that can be subjective, because I can tell you that it's harmful, or something that someone says is harmful, and another person will be like, I ain't seen no harm in that. And I think for me, as a person that's studying information science, or specifically looking at how people talk about ideas, values, and beliefs in online environments, like, what is it they really believe? And when you piece together what it is they're saying, whether you're reading their entire post or just how other people comment with that information that's available, with what it is that they're stating, what is it that they believe. But I think the important thing to note are 4 things. 1, if you didn't see the comment was pretty much Jess Hilarious was talking about, trans women aren't real women, and that trans women want to be like, I guess, cis women. In short, you can find the full comment. You can find everybody's thoughts, good, bad, and otherwise, on it. But as a person that studies how people use words to frame rhetoric, and how this rhetoric is based on people's ideas, beliefs, and values, some quick notes. 1, those comments, they undergird trans misogynoir. In case you're wondering, what's misogynoir? It's like dislike, distrust, hatred of black women, and it can occur in some instances with trans people. And when you think about when people have this belief, this idea that trans women or trans people are somehow trying to be something else or take something away from another group of people, you really have to sit and ask yourself, where does that belief come from? What is it exactly that people mean when they say that? Because none of those things are true. I don't think there's a trans person that's out here in these streets, in this world, celebrity or everyday person, that is trying to be like someone else. It's more about existing, being comfortable in your own body, and how that identity, how that expression is expressed. Just being you in your everyday life. And so when you look at comments like the one that Jess Hilarious made, then 2 of the issues that come up with those comments, in addition to the fact that it's transphobic, is you have to look at the concept of autonomy. Do not individuals get to say who they are, how they are, and how they want to be identified? Then there's also the concern of legitimacy when you think about when people say what it means to be real. And I think oftentimes that comes up in social conversations all the time because people are out here saying I'm real, I'm real, I'm real, and they can have trash politics, trash ideas, trash values. They can be unkind, if that's even a word, or lack of care, empathy. And no matter how many people get on here and share their lives and share what has happened to them because of some rhetoric, because of some belief, because of some idea, empathy will not mean anything to them. But it is those very thoughts about what's real, and people want to be like just the beliefs that undergird those statements that also are linked to why you see a high amount of trans women and trans men that are murdered, because there's an actual belief that we're out here trying to purport something that we're not, harming someone else's existence. That's not true, but a lot of those statements, they are girded, they are founded, they are grounded, maybe not founded, but grounded in people's beliefs that aren't necessarily true. They're not true. But that's more, it says more about that person that makes those statements about their beliefs, about their feelings, about their inadequacies, about their insecurities than it ever says about another group of persons. And I'm just on here trying to point out, where have we seen these things before? And I really believe when we look at statements like that, you really have to think about what it is that we really believe about legitimacy and what is it that we believe about autonomy. Because when you look at legislation and how people are out here literally making laws about what an individual gets to do with their body, with treatment, with medical care, with whatever it is that they deem is necessary for them. When you look at the restrictions that are being upheld state to state, or if you look at legislation as it relates to education and what it is they're saying, is true or not true, or what it is that we're teaching or not teaching, what is the belief that undergirds that? What concepts come up from that? In this particular case, in this particular comments, we're talking about legitimacy, we're talking about autonomy, because her comments basically don't allow trans women to stay who they are. And when we talk about real, that always goes back to legitimacy. Who gets to say what is, who exists, how you exist. And I always believe that ability is in the power of the individual. Me, you, us. We get to say who we are and what that means and how we express ourselves and how we identify in all of the ways, not just identity and expression or sexuality, but just in our very being. Just passing along some thoughts. Think about it. What is it that you believe when it comes to humanity, and what it is that you believe when it comes to people and their ability to exist? Are you saying that people have specific exclusions, or that specific can only be in a certain checkbox of heteronormativity? What is it that we're really saying? Think about that, and think about how that shows up, not just in some social comments that'll be long gone. Sooner or later we won't even be talking about it, but how those ideas, like what it is that we believe about individuals, what it is that we believe about people, what it is that we believe about education, what it is that we believe about, fill it in, for a lot of policies, a lot of procedures that always impact and intersect our everyday life. At the core, we always come back to what it is that we believe. And is it true, or is it truth? That's all I got. Just some thoughts. Signing off from the Information Science Files. Peace. Take care of yourselves.